Hi everyone, welcome to Beyond Decadent Planning with Erin. Today we are going to be cash planning for the week of August 1st for a total of $1,290 or $1,290. For those of you who are just joining us, I use a zero-based cash budgeting system where every dollar that comes in has an allocated purpose. In my monthly video, you would have seen me plan out my all of my bills and which paycheck they are going to go to. At the end of that video, I promised I would show you my goals that I'm focusing on this month because I didn't have them at that point. But basically, my goals are to stay on budget within my cash envelopes. The envelopes that I'm going to be focusing on are school, sports, and clothing. Sorry, and as I was writing that, I realized I merged school and sports into kids, and then clothing. And that's mainly because we have hockey starting up, so the kids need all new sports equipment. Actually, we already bought them all new sports equipment, but I need to start replenishing that. And then they need school well, my oldest needs school supplies, and then my oldest is also outgrowing all the things, so he needs new clothes. So those are kind of my priorities for August. And then number 3, I just wanted to remind myself that it's okay when things happen that I'm not expecting and that I can adjust. I don't need to be so rigid, and I don't need to beat myself up over it if things don't go as planned. And that's mainly financially is what I'm thinking about. We weren't expecting my oldest to outgrow every single piece of hockey equipment. And so I had to really sit back and think about that it's okay. We had the money to be able to replenish that. It meant that there was less money for school supplies. I think it's going to cost about $150 to replenish all his school supplies for the year. So I think in my envelope, I've only got about $60 right now. So that's one of the things I want to focus on today, is making sure that a large amount goes into my kids' envelope so I can order all the school supplies. But yeah, so I really, as I look back, I want to see that and realize it's okay. I don't need to get upset. We'll figure it out. So yeah, so those are my goals for the month. So let's get back into cash planning. If you haven't seen my other videos, I have completely redone all of my envelopes. This used to take up the whole page, but now you can see it's actually quite condensed. And that's again because I think I was splitting my money. It was being too diverse. And so I wasn't really focusing on the things that matter, and that's these things right now. I don't need to be saving for 10 different things. Let's just focus on one, which is why I have the savings challenge here. Let's focus on that. And once that's done, then it can start going towards something else, rather than saving for furniture and a half cow and a half pig and all the things. So we're just going to save for one thing at a time. Okay, so entertainment is going to get the standard $25. My kids are in hockey camp this week, so there won't be a lot of time for any entertainment, so we'll just keep it to the standard. I'm going to give myself $20. Food is going to be quite different. So normally I give myself $500, but this month I'm giving myself $650, and that's because within this I am saving for a Costco run, and it also covers all of my restaurants. So I need to stick within the $650 for the 2 weeks. Ideally, there's some left over, so that when I need to go to Costco, I can. But again, I'm not going to beat myself up if all of a sudden we need way more food because my children have decided to eat me out of house and home. Gas is getting the regular $200, so my husband and I each get $100. Household will get $25. I do have some purchases to make, which I might actually make at Costco. So I may actually take a run for $75. So taking the 50 from food and 25 from household. Costco has some really good deals on like paper towels and Kleenex and stuff. And we do need some paper towels. My husband will also get 20. And then now I can focus on my sinking funds. So I'm going to give medical and subscriptions the standard 50 each. I just realized I have completely lost track of how much I have spent. 1290 minus 25 minus 20. Okay, so I have 250 left. Kids, so that is one of my focuses. Like I said, I have, it's going to cost about $150 for school supplies. I only have about 60 in there. So I'm going to put in 150 into this. Just because I know I'm going to be spending 150 this week on those school supplies. So, and I would like to keep that $60 in there, because cash call for hockey teams are coming in September. And so I'm going to need probably about $600 saved up in time for that. So, we're going to be heavily focusing on that kids envelope. I think that's the big ones. Vacation, I only have 100. I'm going to put in 40 for vacation. And that's because I think we've got enough, but I wanted an even 500, and I think there is, yeah, so there's 465 in there. So we'll do 500 for vacation. Because after the kids' hockey camp, then we're going on our vacation. And that leaves me $60. Beauty will do 25. That's another pretty standard amount. And then I think everything else is getting $5. Except for clothes. Let's put 10 in there. And then date night gets 5. Birthday is 5. Oh, that was 20 minus 5. Car maintenance gets 5. And emergency and seasonal. And savings challenge is getting nothing today. So let's make sure all of that adds up. $12.90. Perfect. So the last part of this video is breaking out into all the denominations. I want to make sure that instead of having like 12 100s, I actually have enough to put the specific amounts into each envelope. So it's important that I figure out what denominations I'm going to be using. So I probably do pretty standard amounts. I'm going to come back to food just because, oops, apparently I can't write. I haven't figured out how I want to write food down yet. So I want to think about that, but I'm just going to get rid of all of these other ones. So typically I would do $250 per week. So I think that we're gonna do 4, 3, and 5. So let me just make sure that makes $650. So 400 plus 150 plus 100 is $650. Okay, so that should be good. So that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fives. It's 40. 110. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we've got 500 plus 500, 240, 10, and 40. 1290. Perfect. So I am balanced. So that is my video for today. The next video you'll see will probably be my cash counting or my cash stuffing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And as always, comments are welcome. Thanks, everyone.